Tell me about Russian Roulette. 'Cause it's a very intense song. You know, it's a very emotional song.
Yeah.
And, you know, I mean, your heart is beating hard as you listen to it because the girl in the song is actually playing Russian Roulette, right? And it's her turn to go, and she's nervous, but she's like, I'm going to face down my fear. I'm going to do it.
Yes. Russian Roulette, when you think about the game, it's a very terrifying game, and potentially you can get hurt in the end. And it's a lot like the game of love, because that's when feelings are involved. And that's what the song is really about. It's not about literally playing Russian Roulette.
But you've introduced this crazy game to a lot of kids who perhaps weren't aware of it before. You think about the impact on them suddenly discovering this game through you?
This time around, I wasn't so concerned about a demographic or what people thought. I was in a very, very deep place, and I had a lot to say. And Russian Roulette is a part of that expression. It's not about the game at all, which is, I wish people would get that. It's poetry.
Yeah. Photographs was the last song you made. And you said you went to will.i.am's house and he played it for you, and it was a Black Eyed Peas song. And you said, no, 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 I'm taking that song. And now, how do you go to will.i.am's house and take a song away from the Black Eyed Peas?
He didn't really want to play it at first because he was like, okay, Rihanna's here now. Y'all come to Strong Army. We were like, we just want to hear it. But when I heard it, the story is so real, and I was like, this is my story. What are you guys doing this song? This is not The Energy Never Dies. This is some deep shit, and everybody knows that feeling of, you know, after a breakup, you know, you just feel empty, like, what? I just spent the last how many years in this relationship building this foundation, and all I have left to show for it is some photographs of memories. And it was so personal, and I felt it right here, and I wasn't leaving the studio without it.
One of my favorite lines on the album is on Wait Your Turn. And you say, I'm such a fucking lady. And you very much are a lady. So explain what that meant to you.
Well, everything goes back to that line, which is funny you picked that out because that's my favorite line too. I actually wanted to name my album Such a Fucking Lady. A couple stores, a couple major outlets didn't allow that. But
was that really the first title?
Yeah, that was the title for a while. But Rated R made more sense because the overall story, it's a movie, really, the album. But Such a Fucking Lady, we take everything back to that, especially in our style. It's that playing with the tough, but not too tough, and being a lady, but not too girly, because that's not me. I kind of play on both. I like things that are a little twisted, a bit of badass and a bit of lady.
Do you think that your image has changed this year?
I've been away for a few months, probably like 8 months or so, and people didn't hear anything from me because I didn't talk. All they saw was me getting out of my hotel, into the car, out of the car. They didn't know where I was going or who I was going with or what I was doing, and neither did they know my growth. They just, all of a sudden, they saw from the Clive Davis party to now.
Yeah.
And the album definitely lets you in on what I thought about for those 8 months. What was going through my mind, what made me come to this place right now. And for me, my image has definitely changed, absolutely, because, again, I grew up. I was forced to. My story has been pretty exposed and naked out there. So I spoke about my situation so that women can learn from it. And now I'm in a different place, and I just want them to learn from my experience.
How early did this dream of being a singer start?
Very young. I had to be like 6 years old. I always loved music. I always loved it. And then I would start singing along, and before you knew it, I wanted to be that person so bad that I would lip sing or dance or look in the mirror or perform for my friends or cousins. And I just always knew. I just always knew one day that I'm going to be doing this. I knew.